Good morning. This is Amanda Davis, owner and founder of Business Solutions by Design, your accounting ally, coming back to you this Monday morning to talk about getting ready to go to our big conference. So once a year, we go to the QuickBooks Connect conference in San Jose, and we've been there many, many years, and we're going to go back. So it's pretty exciting. The good news is I kind of know the drill because I've done it a few times, but for those of you going to conferences, there's some tips and tricks that you can do to get prepared for it and make sure you're going to make the best out of it that you can. So for QuickBooks Connect, they actually have an app that you can download on your smartphone or device. And they also have a website, so you can actually predetermine what things you want to get out of it. And there's a lot of stuff there, and it's crazy overwhelming. So you got to know what it is, where you're going to get the most value, and maybe start coming up with your end action plan before you go. Say, I want to take this because I want to learn X, Y, or Z, and just get like 2 or 3 critical things that you really want to implement and really want to get out of that conference so that you are getting all of your money worth. Many conferences, QuickBooks Connect specifically, also offers tons of food, tons of entertainment. Like you get to go walk around the expo and talk to all the different apps, the vendors, and there's just so much stuff to do there all the time, and it can get overwhelming. So one of the things that I do on top of preparing with all of the different agenda items and speakers and breakout sessions, instead of only just plotting that out, but that's good to do before you go. In addition to that, also plot out your downtime because you're gonna need it. It's so overwhelming. You're gonna meet so many people. And if that doesn't energize you, if that exhausts you, I'm a weird individual because I get, in the moment, it does fuel my energy and it is exciting and everybody thinks I'm an extrovert, and in reality that just literally takes a ton out of me. So I do need my downtime afterwards. And during a conference, there's very little of that. So go out and get some sun, walk around. We talked about getting good sleep. Try to make sure you're doing good habits, you're eating appropriately, so that you can, if you're not in your early 20s, you may actually need to pay attention to what you're doing so that you feel better and you get the maximum amount out of the conference as possible. Because if you're just so exhausted at the end of the whirlwind, I don't know how much you're going to be able to take away from and truly implement in your business or in your career. So try to go in with a plan, and definitely plans for some downtime would be my recommendation, and map out the must-haves. In the conferences with some of the speakers and breakout sessions, it is on fire. There are so many people, and sometimes you can't get in and see who you want to see. So if it is groundbreakingly important that you must see that speaker, then make sure you get there very early. And that can be very, very difficult. And if that is not possible, then maybe you need to have a backup plan as well. So many of those speakers, they bring books and they have different other resources. So if you can't get in front of the speaker during the conference, maybe there's something, another way around that, and that you can kind of go in, make a friend. If somebody you know went to that conference, if you're going with multiple people, maybe, split gears. I go in every year and I take my iPad, and it's one of those minis, and I've got a keyboard as my cover, and it's teeny, but my little hands work on it. And I go and put all my notes in Word, and I put that on OneDrive. And then at the end of the day, I have all of my notes on the conference. And if I want to share that with my friend that I'm going with, she has a similar but different business line at a completely different location, serving a completely different industry than I do. And sometimes I go to things that she wanted to hear about, and I can just say, okay, well, here's my notes. And I can just send it to her, and it's in the cloud, and everything is done. And I don't have to worry about rewriting my paper notes, and I'm a faster typer. So for me, that works. So bring it and think about the idea when you're in those little tiny rooms. You're in kind of like hotel room styles where everybody's on top of each other. You're in this tiny little chair, and you don't have a desk to sit down and write things, and you don't have a lot of arm room to really get down and do your notes maybe the way you're most comfortable doing. So for me, that little tiny thing, I can just sit in that little small area and I can get all the notes out of it, or potentially you can even record the session, maybe if it's not against the rules, maybe like an audio recording that you can go back to. Whatever is going to be the most effective for you that you'll actually use. For me, the written notes really do help because that's also part of my comprehension. If I write it down, if I'm actually taking the time to physically engage with what I'm learning and I put it down on paper, I'm all the more likely to remember it. So that's how I learn, and those are kind of my tips and tricks when I go to conferences. So, but definitely take care of your downtime. You don't have to go to everything. FOMO is not real at a conference, okay? It's all right if you miss out on something. Sometimes you need to go and just take a walk, and that's okay. So I hope you enjoy your conferences. We'll be reporting back. We'll be talking the rest of October about getting ready for the conference and also about breast cancer because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we'll be coming back to you next week to talk about our next topic. I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Amanda Davis, owner and founder of Business Solutions by Design, your accounting ally, signing out. Have a wonderful day.